All right, here we go.
Well, hello everybody and good evening. This is episode 3 of Endgame Unclear.
Not everyone. It's not evening for everyone.
Well,
It is for us, so
yeah, if you're listening to this in the morning, stop it. Come back in about 8 hours and re-listen.
continue,
Yeah.
listen, and then do it again
Yeah.
in the evening to get the mood set.
There we go. I'm one of your hosts, Jose. To my right here, we got,
Zach.
and in front of me,
I am Rory.
well, he's more diagonally from me, but you get the point.
Yeah, that was the
That
important
was
part.
necessary.
That
Well,
was, yeah.
I want to
needed know that
paint a
one.
picture for everybody because no one else can see how we're sitting.
If they
or
want a
anything.
picture of this setup,
We can do that. We're on a couch right now. Me
Jose
and
has so
Zach.
many-
I'm on a chair.
Jose has so many empty beer bottles around.
We're
him,
in a
it's
very
scary.
empty apartment.
Only one, but I had a hot dog too, so it only counts as like half a beer really right now.
Yeah, you keep saying
Yeah,
that.
empty fucking apartment. There's no like anything in here.
It's very sad.
This is totally a dude's apartment, like compared
this-
to mine with my wife.
The sound like rebounds off all the fucking walls.
Yeah, so it's not quite an office or anything, but you know what? It works for what we're doing.
I had that mirror hung up here, and then I moved my chair. That's not a chair, that's a couch. And then, I'm like, oh, it's behind the TV. So now I took it down. It lives on the floor now.
Yeah, I don't like it behind the TV up here. It could work, but I feel like it would be not long enough.
Okay, this isn't like Space Savers. Let's get on with this.
I fucking love HGTV.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me.
Anyway, to bring it back here, so
Yeah, what were
this
we
week,
We're talking about that mirror and where you're gonna put it.
Oh yeah.
yeah, well, the mirror looks
Okay.
great. It's not as big as mine. Whatever. Anyway, this week, as far as since the last episode, what have you guys been up to as far as any entertainment, movie, games? What's going on?
Who wants to go first?
Oh, you can go
Go
first.
for
Zach.
it.
Okay.
Thank you for calling turn.
I've been waiting for State of Decay 2 to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, I have been playing an old classic, Digital Devil Saga.
You've been playing it? I thought you were just looking it up.
No, I've been playing it.
Oh,
I've
okay.
Is that the
almo-
one with like the little like plushie toys that we had at the store like years ago? Do you remember those?
No.
It was like a little
Well,
skeleton.
Are you thinking of
It's
Little Big
specific-
Planet?
No.
I don't know. It's
It was
hard
like
to
a
tell.
little.
Jack Frost is the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that rings a bell.
Jack Frost
Oh.
is the closest thing to the SM Shin Megami Tensei
Yeah, back
series
at,
of games.
back at
has
the
to
old
a
store. I think we
mascot.
had like 10 of those Jack Frost things up in the back room.
Yeah,
I
that
hope
was me
you're-
and
I
Zach's
hope you're
fault.
not getting close to explaining.
That was your fault?
Because we pre-ordered
oh, I
the
thought you
games,
said, like,
and then they brought them in.
I thought you were like calling other stores and ordering them.
No,
Asking them to, like,
nothing
deliver.
like that.
I assumed we weren't going to talk about where we used to work, but okay.
We all used to work at GameStop. That's how we met. That's how this came across. I don't think anyone cares. Plenty of jabronis worked at GameStop.
Yeah.
We've just lost half of our subscribers.
That's fine.
We'll get the 3 back.
We still shop there. Go ahead.
I don't.
So, anyways, I've been playing Digital Devil Saga.
Okay.
I've almost beaten it.
Oh shit, the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think what I like about Digital Devil Saga, and I've also gone on like a deep dive of intros to other games.
Okay.
It serves as, if you almost watch them in order, you can kind of see where the aesthetic and the vibe of the Persona games.
You mean like the
came
way they
from.
released the games?
Not necessarily. Like if you just watch the intros to Digital Devil Saga,
Okay.
they look so weird and don't match like the tone of the game, because the tone is like very sad and depressing. It's
Yeah.
essentially, the first one is essentially you're a bunch of teens in purgatory, and you're all soldiers fighting.
Were they
other,
teens though?
More or less, yeah. I think only the girl is the only one who looks like a full adult.
Okay.
But that's because all of them wear like shorts, basically. And
I
they're
know
all
nothing about this game.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was so happy to bring this up, because I want to see your reaction to this. So they're all like emotionless soldiers that are fighting each other in this place called the Junkyard.
You know,
And then there's
they're
a
trying to
giant-
get to Nirvana. Also a
Yeah.
great band.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
I know it's a very unpopular
Anyways.
opinion, but
This
We'll have to do a music topic one of these days.
bring
This,
in the Yamanek.
So the game opens. This like egg thing drops down. It starts shooting out all these energy beams. The energy beams go through everyone in the junkyard, and basically everyone just turns into a demon. And it's something they can kind of more or less flip on and flip off, and they get more powerful by eating each other.
So it's very Japanesey.
Very.
Yeah, but it's, you know how like, so
Anytime
I
someone
was
says
telling-
they turn into a demon, I just instantly know it's a JRPG.
Yeah, well, not only that, but
Instead of
it's
werewolves and demons.
It's tied. It's
That's
also
true,
tied
actually.
into. In the beginning of the game, they don't have emotions, but them turning into demons kind of causes them to unlock emotions almost. And it's kind of interesting to see people like not really understand what emotions are while also dealing with them.
Like babies.
Well, it's more like imagine someone just puts
Like a doll.
Imagine someone just puts
Oh.
into your head like, here's what happiness is. So you just know the definition.
This is gonna sound stupid, but remember that movie with Robin Williams? I don't think it's called AI, unless it was.
Oh yeah, the robot.
Then that's
thing.
what it's like.
That was not with Robin Williams at all. Is that the one with like the little bear? Like, are you Davy?
No, hold on. Bicentennial Man.
Bicentennial Man. There we go.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, that's
The one with
Robin
Robin Williams.
I don't know.
We'll explain it later.
I was
Anyways,
thinking of like Jack or
Let's
whatever.
not
it's
do a
called.
too deep a dive
Yeah.
about like a step by step. But
Yeah.
anyway, you were saying.
Yeah. So it's like someone just tells you, here's the definition of happiness, and then you just read it, so you know what the word is, but you never really like understand it, and suddenly that information is just in your head. So the best example I have is
So it's like a robot trying to mimic human emotions
well, they are like humans.
while
And
being demons.
the demons are like a transformation type thing.
Can I spoil the end for that game real quick?
Spoiler alert: if you haven't played this game from 2005.
I'll tell you right now, none of our listeners will play that game.
Yeah.
But
I might play it still.
here's the thing that was really interesting, but kind of really pissed me off about the game, because I did beat it myself also after Zach showed me, and I played the second one most of the way through. But the first one is pretty much it's like, oh, none of that actually happened because it's all a simulation.
Yeah. And Nirvana.
That's one of those bullshit things.
Yeah.
And Nirvana is actually Earth, and Earth is like just as shitty as the place they just came
Wait,
from.
was that a trope back then or no? Like it was all a dream.
I think
It
when did it come
wasn't-
out? When,
Or
was the Matrix out?
Was it new
I-
enough to where people were
Well,
like,
2000,
oh,
Let me look it up.
2005.
Oh,
but
it is okay.
Here's
Matrix
the
was
thing: like, I can't really
1999.
because I haven't played the second one, and the second one kind of explains what the whole place is.
okay.
It is there's the simulation aspect, but everyone in there has died on Earth before. So when they get out, they're essentially like reborn. It's like it's a very weird story. So for
It's
anyone,
like Lost meets Sword Art Online.
so for anyone who's
No?
played
Nobody?
the
Okay.
for anyone who's played the Persona starts off, and I was explaining this to Jose. Persona starts off like semi-normal. You know, there's like the regular school life stuff going on, and then there's also the stuff in the background.
Okay, Japanese for sure.
But the stuff in the background is always like kept very
Absolute Japanese.
very separated.
What?
Never say that again.
I'll let him.
I will punch you so hard.
Real quick, I'd like to reiterate: Matrix came out in 1989, Digital Saga 2004, so they had some time to steal.
I'm going to
ideas.
assume you mean 1998.
He did say 1998.
I heard 1989.
Oh, I'm at 99.
Oh,
Anyways,
numbers are hard.
yeah. Anyways, so Persona, there's always like weird stuff going on, but it's generally explained relatively well. It's just kept off to the side, separate from the main stuff. It doesn't. It's not until you get to like the super secret final boss of the Persona games, like Persona 4. Once again, spoilers for anyone who hasn't played Persona 4. It turns out it was a god just kind of like fucking with people, and then you have to go kill a god. It'd be like if it had that level of weirdness, but throughout the entire game, and that's how
Okay.
I summarize the story of Digital Devil Saga. It's so weird and like fun and like unabashed.
How does it play though? Is it
It's turn-based JRPG.
okay? So
But
same.
it's a quick, snappy turn-based, so it's not slow like.
Well, it
not
was
like old Final
it was
Fantasy?
it was quick for 2005. Nowadays, it's not quite as fast as I remember it.
Well, real quick, just to go off of the secret boss thing, you know, I hate villains, and this I don't mean stroke Thanos' dick again, but there's so often when bad guys are not good bad guys, it's just too generic. Like I just want to destroy the world.
well,
and
yeah,
that's
they
it.
have no actual motivation other than like you said, destroy the world.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's like,
like
well, why?
That's a
because
mar-
I fucking want to destroy it.
that's more of a Marvel problem in general.
Well, no, like a lot of bad guys have just no real motivation, or it's such a weak.
I just want to rule the world.
That their whole thing is that like, oh no, they're just really evil. But why? Because they're evil.
But then I'm
It's
going to
like this weird
contradict
circular
myself.
argument.
I love Palpatine, but he had the same thing.
But he's a Sith, and he also has a backstory
Excuse
about
me.
trying to gain power.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you mean Steve Palpatine.
Oh yeah,
Fuck
sorry.
that.
No, yeah, Sheev Palpatine. I think you meant
Yeah.
Sheev Palpatine.
Yeah. He was a congressman who helped.
I want to see the birth certificate. What are you gonna name him? Sheev.
I mean, it's George Lucas. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Did he come up with that?
I'm pretty sure.
Was it Expanded Universe?
No, that was like in the last few years. So I don't.
But it's
think...
canon now.
It is.
Oh,
canon,
you know what it
but...
is? In the credits, they showed that. I think maybe they didn't.
But it was after I think some people were like,
Someone can
"What's his
fact check
last
that
name
for us.
Or what's his first name?" So we have to put it in canon now.
Anyways, so yeah, Digital Devil Saga is what I've been playing. It's
Nice.
been fun, like jot down memory lane and remembering. Oh, here's how I grind in this game, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, I did read some comics this week. My pick of the week was Runaways, which is it's a bit more. It's not quite as serious of a series as like other Marvel comic books, but it did bring up an interesting question, and
Okay.
I was going to ask you too.
Let's hear it.
So in it, there's a storyline of the youngest person in Runaways is this girl named Molly, and
Okay.
first of all, she has a cool power. It's not like super strength, but
What's her character name? This Molly?
Well, she's just Molly, but her codename was Power Princess.
Wait. You said she has power. It's not like super strength.
No, that's basically how it's presented. It's
So
she
how do you not have super strength? but
can
have super
bench like
strength?
300.
no,
But
It's
she's
like
not
strong,
super
but not.
I forget what it was called. Basically, as long as she's physically touching something,
Okay.
she has like telekinetic control over it. And there was a word they used for it. So she can like, but she's a kid.
So her mind is strong.
Yeah,
Super
basically.
mind strength.
So, but it presents as like she touches something and then she just shoves it as far away as possible.
That's not super strength at all.
I
That's
know, but that's how
telekinesis.
it looks to other people who don't
Okay.
know what her power actually is.
Okay.
So she got telekinetic stuff.
Yeah, there's a word for it.
Telekinesis.
No, well, it's specifically like related to like touching. But
Semi-telekinetic.
no, I'll find the actual word for it when you two guys are
Something
talking about your
kinesis.
Okay.
Yeah, something kinesis. It
Okay.
is. But anyways, basically her friend wants her to like stay 13 forever, and her friend happens to have this magic cupcake that was given to her witch by some reason. I don't know
fuck?
why.
Dear diary.
Hasn't explained anything, but she's like, you can stay 13 forever. And it's very specifically the age 13.
Why?
Yeah.
I assume the witch did that to mess with someone because someone else accidentally eats it and they regress it to a 13-year-old.
So wait, it's the number 13, not like
No, the age
13-year-old.
No, the age 13.
But
Huh.
13 is like a specific unlucky number.
Well,
so
here's-
is it because like okay, 13 is an unlucky number.
Here's
so
my
then you're
guess, and I
13
want you to
years old.
keep this in mind if it ever gets brought up. I'm guessing it's like, okay, you're not a kid anymore, so you don't get the discount, but at the same time, people don't take you seriously because you're just barely a teenager.
That was one of that's kind of what don't well, I will say for like the girl who's trying to convince her to like do this does kind of use that similar line of logic as like, no, 13's like the best age you're ever gonna be. It's because
I disagree.
No, it's 20.
No.
well, hold on. So that will lead into the question I have for you. But
Okay.
because she explains it as like, well, you're old enough to be kind of like semi on your own, but you're still young enough to where people basically take care of you. You're old enough to where if you succeed, people are very happy for you.
Yeah.
But if you mess up, people are kind of like, whatever.
Okay.
What are you gonna do? And then the girl specifically brings up like adolescent behavioral issues, which like, yes, I agree that I don't feel like going through that again. That's not something that I particularly enjoyed. But
When you find
It's
that
a
your
classic
special
case.
purpose too.
yeah,
It's when that's new and fun.
yeah, that was the other. The other
That's
girls,
part of it.
Well, no, well, she does bring up like you'll never have to deal with like menstrual cramps, basically.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that. I was just talking about jerking it.
Well, they're
Jilling
both
it
13-year-old.
then.
Well, they're both 13-year-old girls in a
Jilling it.
comic presented to teenagers. So no, that's not gonna come up.
Okay.
All right, I'm not gonna talk about that anymore.
Yeah,
I feel like
shut
someone's
it.
gonna
You
come
should
knocking
shut
on
the
my
hell
door.
So, anyways, my question is, if you
Question of the show.
could stay any age, what age would it be? And I'll go first,
Okay.
and I'll give my reasoning.
Sure.
I would say 25, and that's because your body's like, as far as we know, your body is now fully done developing. So is your brain.
Okay.
You're old enough to kind of, you can basically take care of yourself. Obviously, you'll still have to like work, but if you're immortal, presumably you'll learn to play the stock market. But you can just, and your body is still at that like prime 25 to like 26 range where it still kind of takes care of itself.
You're just at the hump.
Yeah.
You're at the peak.
You're right about to hit the downfall.
Okay.
Your
right
body
at the
starts
tip
breaking
of that bell
down.
curve.
Yeah.
So we're all past that now.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Well, sorry, you passed those 2 years. So yeah, I think that's why it would be like 25 would be my like choice. And do remember, it's only you who stays this age. No one else.
Oh,
Age.
interesting.
So like one of my friends was like, "Well, I'd like to be in school." I'm like, "Well, your parents are still aging, so I don't know how long they're gonna be willing to pay for that."
Yeah, if you go by like Twilight and you're like, I am 17, but I'm a vampire, so now I'm in high school for fucking ever.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I would kill myself.
Well, if you're immortal, good luck.
I would stand in the sun.
Anyway, so
SATs burned to death. Here I come.
okay. So, anyways, ages. Jose,
Okay.
you go first.
I was thinking about that. I think probably 25 sounds like a good age, but I'm gonna bring a story up one time about
here
New
it
Year's
goes. Here it
Eve,
goes.
Rory.
Wait, what?
It's not
about
anything
me?
bad. Well, you're involved in this. During one New Year's,
Is
we
this Rock Band? Guitar Hero?
no, not that. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell that story. One time we were at your house and we were at New Year's Eve, and man, we drank and we were so drunk we cleaned up too to our surprise in the morning, which is cool. I'm
I
sure
remember this.
your parents were pretty happy about that. And I remember we woke up, and then me and my late wife and another friend. Well, Thanos slayed her last week. So
that is
yeah,
true,
so,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
And
We miss you.
That's a good callback. I appreciate that.
it's part of the Endgame Unclear expanded universe.
Yeah. So
Will she be brought back? Who knows?
I
Maybe.
did show that app to someone, and she did load it, and she was really like, "Oh, damn it! Wait, there's no quiz or anything." I'm like,
We
no.
should have had people do that. Be like, hey, by the way, I mean, it's only whatever. Anyway,
yeah.
so
If you want to post on our YouTube channel.
yeah, last
Were you
episode,
slain?
not this episode, because the comment will not be read, by the way. So I remember waking up that next New Year's, and I mean, man, I don't remember the last time I drank that much. And afterwards, we were like, oh, let's go on a hike on the beach. But you're not much of a drinker yourself, and I remember you were pretty hungover for the rest of that day.
I don't remember how you guys like woke up. No, we woke up.
Yeah.
We had breakfast.
Oh yeah, your
And
mom
then-
made us breakfast. That was bomb ass.
Yeah, which was a fucking awesome surprise. And then you guys were like, yeah, let's go to the fucking beach and go on a hike. And I'm like, how the fuck are you guys able to operate?
Yeah.
I was dead. You guys left. I went back up, and I think I slept till like 3 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And all I saw was like Instagram pictures and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that looks fucking terrible. It's so sunny outside.
Yeah, and that's the last time I ever remember doing anything like that. Because now, if I get a hangover and stuff, man, I'm done for the next day. Like, that's it. It sucks. And the day after, I still feel kind of like I'm at like a 75% strength or whatever. So I don't remember what age that was exactly, but I think it was about 24, 25. So I'm going to go with about that. So I feel that's when I was in my prime. Still looking good. Less forehead wrinkles that I have. I only have 1 gray hair, but I had 0 gray hairs back then. So there you go. But here's the thing, too. I couldn't grow very good facial hair then. I still can't, but
Yeah,
it looks
Did
better
you
than
ever
it
let
was.
it go out back then?
No. Well, no.
So you never tried.
Yeah.
You probably
No.
could have been glorious by now.
Wait, well,
Yeah, by now. Just give it 5 years.
Yeah.
well, like a fine wine. I'm getting better of age.
Are you? Are you?
That's what my
Are
late
you?
wife used to tell me, so we'll see.
So Rory, you're up.
So I think it's gonna be similar. I don't remember what age it was, but it's gonna go back to Halloween. Mario and Luigi. The fucking. How long did we win? We played.
We won, I think, 6 games of beer pong.
I think it was more than that.
Was it?
Yeah, because we started playing at
Like
10. Was it that? No. 9. We'll split the difference. Say 9 p.m.
Say 9.
And we're like, yeah, we'll stop drinking when we lose. And I think
lose.
it was like 3 in the fucking morning. And I think we were just like, we can't do this anymore. We're gonna die. But yeah, I don't remember. Probably about 25, 26.
Okay.
About that time.
Okay. So
Just because I want to retain that title.
Okay. Okay, so then
Correct.
I've
And also, I
lost.
wanna be
I've
able to
lost.
rent-
I've since lost that title.
And I'd like to be able to rent a car if I have to.
yeah,
That is true.
Yeah.
but that's so. Here's my question.
Sub 25 blows.
Yeah. So here's my question, guys. Did you guys actually pick those ages on your own, or did they just make a very convincing argument for why 25 is the best age?
Well, before that, I was still in. Well, I was in school then still, but before that was all school.
Well, you could. Well, I mean, you're theoretically you would still not age. You could just finish school. It's not just you have to be in school for the rest of your.
I'm going by Twilight rules.
College, but college is elective. You don't have to stay in college.
And see, people can still
Fucking
say that
argument.
you're young and hungry at that point too, at a corporate job if you're living forever. And you can
Well, like
stop
I said,
job
I
down.
think you get sick of the corporate job and just learn to play the stock market.
That's fair.
True.
I guess our consensus is all about 25. We're all good being there. 26 would be pushing it, but 24. would be
27 is the
youngest.
beginning of the downside.
Oh yes.
It's when
Okay.
you're a little closer to 30 than you want to be,
Yeah.
and then you hit 30, and you're like, "That's not so bad."
Mm-hmm.
I still feel 13. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Try playing beer pong all night.
I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I say
Jose,
we should bring it back. Let's do a Vegas trip, or let's do a.
let's
I don't know.
Try to play beer fog all night. Last 2 hours, and be like, I'm a little tired now.
Start at 8 o'clock, 9:30 rolls around.
Like,
It's
are
like,
you
you guys ready to go to
You guys
bed?
want to watch a movie or something?
Okay, so Jose, your week in review.
Oh yeah, my weekend review. It's pretty uneventful week for the most part. I did pick up this game called Azure Gunvault on Switch.
Okay.
Pretty much, if anyone's played Mega Man, it's like that. It's Mega Man X. Actually, I think somebody who made
Is it a side scroller?
yeah,
Okay.
someone who worked on the Mega Man X series. It might have been the main guy, but I don't know. He did the game too, and it's kind of cool. It's got a story too, and I like all the designs of all the characters. My only problem with the game is, like with Mega Man, you had like the X Buster and stuff, right? So you could charge it to like a medium blast and a big blast, and just
Right,
like
yeah.
the standard pellets or whatever. But this one, like, you have a gun that he shoots, but it doesn't really do any damage, and your damage is based off like this electrical field you emit. But you have infinite of it, so you can like, but it has to recharge. But you have such a big bar of it, doesn't really matter. So you can run up the guys and like hit them with your field, and you'll win
So-
eventually.
So can you steal enemy powers in it?
I think if you can, I've beaten I think 4 of like the 8 bosses, and I haven't used them yet. So if you can, I don't know.
This
I haven't.
doesn't sound a lot like Mega Man.
Well, I think you can. I just started playing it, and I don't know if I'm liking it or not yet. It's decent, but that's all I've played this week so far.
Okay, what about?
But for shows, so we got number 13. I'm actually on season 5 of Dexter right now.
Again.
Again.
How's number 13 associated with it?
Well, I'm gonna spoil
'Cause
Dexter
it's a
season
number.
5.
Yeah, that's
That was his segue.
Yeah.
It's a number.
In Dexter season 5, it's about the main bad guys are this group of people, and what they did is they took girls and they like raped them and then they murdered them, and there was 12 victims, but the 13th one got away.
Right, number. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what they called her.
Wait, is this 13 Reasons Why? Or
No,
Dexter?
Dexter.
No, I remember this. They called that Dexter found the girl. He called her like number 13 or something like that. But I remember how the season went.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too? I remember because me and my late wife were saying that we absolutely.
I want to
really
see.
gonna
I really want to see how long you can keep that
From
up.
now-
I'm
on.
keeping this up. I'm 100% success rate so far. So anyway, me and my late wife were reminiscing about how we we loved season 4, 1 and 2, and then we thought 3, and then 5, 6, 7, 8 were not very good.
Wait, wasn't season 3 John Lithgow?
No, that was season 4. That was Trying to
Oh,
Kill Her.
okay. Then,
Number
yeah.
3 was of Miguel Prado. But actually, because
Oh, yeah.
when you
Okay.
binge them and stuff, they're actually pretty good. Like I think I have 1 episode of season 5 left.
I still have not finished it.
It's pretty good because you know what it is. I think because now we live in a time where you want instant gratification, so having to wait for like kind of like Attack on Titan, for example, I'll say that watching it week to week, it's kind of like it's kind of boring. But when you were able to like watch it in like just a big chunk of time, like it seems like it moves a lot quicker than it actually does.
Want
Yeah,
to
because you get the payoff.
Yeah.
know some big Attack on Titan spoilers?
Yeah.
For the comic.
I mean,
or-
honestly,
Yeah,
I'm never gonna
for the
watch it
comic.
every year.
yeah,
again.
sure, why not?
Sasha died.
Who?
Who?
Potato Girl.
I don't fucking know who it is. Was she a Titan?
No, she was.
Did she get eaten by a Titan?
No, she got shot.
By a Titan?
No.
Don't
Yeah,
mind
the
me
gun,
care.
yeah, the gun Titan. His power is he's like a regular Titan. He just has a gun.
He's got guns on each hand and his head's a gun.
No, it's just
He's
one.
got a gun on
pistol
his
strapped
chest.
to his fingers.
No, it's just one. He just has
Like
one
in
gun.
Doctor Strange, but guns.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. In
I
case
don't
you watch
remember
Attack on
who that
Titan.
is.
Or read it, whatever.
Potato Girl.
She
eats
was
potatoes.
a girl who was obsessed with meat and potatoes.
I
Remember
don't
she was
remember
at
that.
the training field.
So
and
normal women.
remember when she was at the they were at the training academy for the first time and she was just like eating a potato.
I don't remember.
It's been.
I
A
watched
long
that
time.
first season.
Yeah,
I
that's
just. Anyway.
I just remember the opening song. Fucking pumped me up.
Yeah,
great
those
song.
are good.
Anyways,
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I've been going through Dexter again, and I'm almost one episode of season 5, and I got 3 more seasons left. But a lot better than I remember it being, so I'm pretty happy about that because I was looking for. Oh, I started watching this other show too. It's about like narcotics dealers and stuff. And
Narcos?
No, it's actual like documentary. It's called Dope. It's pretty good. It's on Netflix.
I almost started that documentary you told me about.
Which
the,
one?
The Oregon one. I saw the.
Oh,
the cult.
Wild Wild Country.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, I should start this, and it was like 1 a.m, and I'm like, no, I can't do it right now.
I just put it on. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it, but like me and my late wife watched it, and fuck, it was so good. I definitely, if you guys like Far Cry 5 because of the whole cult aspect of it, like I can't even believe this happened.
That's
Like,
not why I like Far Cry 5.
well, I mean, it's kind of fascinating, you know, like with the like that people can get like I don't know caught up in shit
Brainwashed?
like that.
well,
It's
it's
not
not.
even brainwashed. It's just like they want to be a part of something.
Well, it's not even necessarily that. Like, I don't think it's so much the cult I'm interested in. It's like the main villain.
Well-
who I mean, given is why the cult's like a thing. Because when I do listen to that guy talk, and this total props to the voice actor for Father. I can't remember what his name is. The father in Far Cry 5. Like when he talks, I'm like, yeah, I get what
You
you're
can
saying.
sense the crazy in his voice
Yeah.
too, though.
Though at the same time, I'd be like, hey, can I like listen to you some more? Whatever you want to talk about, man. It's fine.
You know, it kind of reminds me of Shane,
Don't.
where it's just like, you know what, you're talking crazy, but somehow you're
You're
convincing
making
me.
sense.
Yeah.
He's gonna hear that and write a scathing
No,
review.
He doesn't know
Whatever.
who the fuck we are anymore.
You won't read this. Or won't listen, rather. But you know what's funny? I'm going to say this. You talk about how epic that cult leader was in Far Cry 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, I know it's not like a game or anything like that, but in that show, Wild Wild Country, I feel like they build up this dude, like the cult leader, like so much. I'm like, man, like, and they never show him talk or anything because he doesn't want to, like, talk in front of the people, but he's almost like a god to these people. And he talks, I'm like, this guy's kind of a little bitch. Like, I don't like him. I like the cult, but I don't like the leader.
That's probably why he's like a crazy bastard. Is that if he's like really subdued and like you wouldn't expect anything, and, like behind closed doors he's like fucking abusive as shit or something like insane.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
crazy.
It's the really, really quiet and like people that you don't think would be crazy.
I'm just saying, like, if you guys
Always,
want something...
Like me.
Always be nice to crazy people.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks for the candy.
That was a Dane Cook deep cut joke.
whatever
anyone
happened to
remembers?
Dane Cook,
I think he
actually?
died.
Did he?
I
No.
don't know, because he was on American Gods. 2
He
years
did?
ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
His character wasn't a like great character.
I thought, like, is he in the background, like in a coffee shop?
Is he considered a
No.
stand-up comedian?
He was.
Yeah.
I don't know what he is anymore.
Because he's like what I like. I hate stand-up comedy.
Really?
Except Dave Chappelle.
So you like stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
No. I like Dave Chappelle. It's like when I say, like, I like chicken curry, but I don't like Thai food because I don't like any other Thai food, but I like Thai chicken curry.
That's a bit different. That's
Well,
not, that's not a good analogy.
Like the comedic version of it.
But what do you like about Dave Chappelle?
That
the
he's
way
funny.
the way he stands up and tells jokes.
Anyway. So anyway, I know this is still not back on the point and stuff, but Wild Wild Country is very good if you guys want to watch something like I think they say like this is a thing that you'll want to binge. That's not verbatim, but we binged it, me and my late wife, and it was pretty
It
fantastic.
was like 8 episodes?
Yeah, it's only like 8 or something.
Okay.
I feel like you're just mentioning your late wife so much because you want to get in the habit of calling her your late wife.
Who's to say?
Yeah. Okay.
Can we?
That's been my
I'm
weekend
gonna
review.
edit in a fucking counter. I'm gonna go through and listen to this, and there's gonna be like a tally
Yeah.
at the end
Okay. So
for the rest of the year.
Rory, I believe we're on to you. What's your weekend review?
Let's see. In terms of what I've been
I've said weekend
watching,
review too many times.
That's okay.
Week in review.
It's our fucking podcast.
We do whatever the fuck we want. Let's see. I started not watching New Girl, the new season again, on Netflix.
I've never seen New Girl.
And
I watched a few episodes. It was funny. And I like Zoe Deschanel.
yeah, actually, I don't like her that much in there. I would be happier if it was just the guys.
I feel like it's still
minus her. And then add in Megan Fox, because I think she added... Yeah, she was in there for a season, because
The fuck?
Zoe Deschanel was pregnant, so she had to leave, like, her character left and, like, was doing something, and they brought in Megan Fox to kind of, like, take over as, like, a separate character.
Oh, so
Ugh.
quick,
It doesn't sound good in theory, but it actually worked.
very quick side story.
Okay.
I had to go to a shipping yard at one point for a job thing,
Okay.
and there's lots of graffitis outside of those
Had to hide the
containers.
body.
No.
Yeah, I was thinking
For a
Dexter instantly
job
shipping
thing.
yard.
Yeah.
Air
There's-
quoting here.
Anyways, there's lots of graffiti on the side of those containers because they just sit around and then move. And swear to God, there was one container was just a full-on sentence of, "Why did they replace Megan Fox in Transformers 3?" I mean, I know she wasn't that great, but come on. I just love. It's one of my favorite memories, just because I want to know who took the time out to do that.
I like
It's
that. I
Frank
like that a
Bates.
lot, actually.
Someone went to that shipping yard and they were like, "This is the perfect canvas
Yeah.
for this query."
Anyways, I just had to mention that really quick. Go
That's
on.
pretty good. I got a little thing like that, but it's not on the same level.
Okay. Yeah, I've been watching that, and then I don't really watch that much shit anymore. Like, I come from work.
Yeah.
Those were kind of words. I come home from work,
Yes.
and then I usually like make dinner, take a nap, and then I go to the gym.
You're a
and, like,
fucking madman.
And dude, oh, I love naps.
No way.
Naps are great.
No, well, I don't get me wrong. I,
I
love
set the
naps.
timer.
I never have the time for it. What I'm saying is the fact that you come home and just fucking you're out, you're starfishing on the bed, and then you go to the gym. Like, I feel like if I don't go to the gym immediately after work, like,
If I go to the gym immediately after work, it's gonna be batshit crazy. Like, everything's gonna be taken. So I like going at 9:30 to 11. The other place I was living in,
psycho.
I almost said where I was living. The other place I was living in the other city,
Oh.
that one was open till midnight, so I would even go later because there's no one in there.
Yeah.
Everything's open, nice and easy. But yeah, that's off topic. But yeah, that's really all I've been watching. I don't really watch that much shit anymore.
Okay.
But
I did see Spider-Man, and I'm gonna watch Civil War pretty soon.
and you recently did headlong deep dive into Pillars of Eternity, I believe.
I was about to bring that up because that's what I've been playing.
Ooh.
For the past day.
I got it yesterday.
What is this game anyway? I don't even. It sounds familiar, but I don't know that I actually know what it is.
So it's made by Bethesda.
Okay.
Obsidian.
I thought it was Bethesda.
No, because Obsidian did Fallout New Vegas. They were the guys with the original rights to Fallout, and then Bethesda got them.
Oh, so they made it literally
The
100 yards down the road from where I work. Okay, cool.
What's it called then? It's like 7 degrees of spit or whatever.
Wait, what?
7 degrees of separation.
Whatever.
Yeah, you are completely wrong. Just
Tom
but
Cruise,
whatever. Sure.
Yeah, it's like I got it because I wanted to like scratch that like RPG D&D itch,
Okay.
and I haven't played anything that's done that yet. And this, I couldn't figure out like the combat, and I was like, this is bullshit. I hate this game. And then I went to the gym and I came back and I sat down and I started playing again. And all I had to do was hit the right trigger and it brought up all my spells. I'm like, that's how I fucking fight in this game.
Is this like an action RPG?
No.
It's an isometric, so think like Diablo,
Diablo?
but you're using
Like
a
Diablo
bunch of
2
characters.
Diablo.
Okay.
Think of Dragon Age if Dragon Age was isometric Diablo style.
Oh, okay.
And then it's also kind of like Final Fantasy 12 in the sense
okay.
that you can kind of like give your party like a formation
Ooh.
and auto attack.
Never played the game.
Well then, ignore that.
Oh, that's there you go.
Zach, you got that one though. Yeah,
Yeah,
you understand
I
that
never.
reference.
Yeah, I've played Final Fantasy 12. Not probably my least favorite Final Fantasy, to be honest.
It was a bunch
Yeah,
of
it was very grindy.
I've picked up the new one, but I haven't played it yet. Or
Wait, which
sorry,
one?
I mean
The remake? The
yeah,
remaster?
a remake, because I heard they simplified a lot of stuff in it.
Oh, that's right, they did remake that.
So I picked that, but I haven't played it yet.
I got to a point in that game though where I just basically just was watching TV or on my computer, and I was just moving the joystick to keep my characters alive.
Yeah.
And I had all like I forget what they called them, but you set like certain actions, like
Yeah.
you heal, you damage, and I didn't have to do shit. And I was like, I'm not even playing at this point.
Well, I like to do that, but only when I get to the point where I like grind. When I can
But
get.
that's what I mean. Like, I'm like, if I'm just doing this to grind, I shouldn't have to do it. This is just filler for no reason.
Well, grinding's a part of like any JRPG though.
I hate it.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
I've lived that life, and I
Yeah.
still hate it.
Too old for that shit.
My
now.
favorite fucking game is still Final Fantasy XI, and that's just a pure goddamn grind fest. But I hate it. But I also love it. It's like Stockholm syndrome with a game.
Okay.
Well, see, I just like having shows. I just have shows on and watch those while I'm doing it.
I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I feel like I can't
Oh, I see.
multitask like that anymore. Now it's like I'm using
guys
one or the
can?
other. Not
I
really.
can't. I just don't want to.
It depends on the show because there are some.
But also back then when I was doing that shit, I'm like, you wake up and you're like, oh, I have 16 hours to kill today.
Yeah.
And now that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, I get home now. It's like, I got about 2 hours before I can go to sleep. What do I want to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing I do all the
It's
time.
like, you wake up, it's July, and you're like, oh, guess what? I don't have shit to do. I don't have a job either because I'm 14.
Yeah.
So it's going to be gaming time.
Well, for me, it depends on like the show. There are some shows I can do that with, like because I can't just grind. Like I need to have like something going on.
Yeah.
I can like pay attention.
I could grind in WoW, but that's because you're talking to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Not-
parents never understood. Just pause the game.
No.
No, they're real people. I can't pause it.
Not the way I play. I don't talk to anyone. But there are like I watch a lot of bad horror movies.
Okay.
And that's because like if I'm playing WoW and I need something stupid on in the background, I can play it. I can put on like a bad horror movie, and I can pretty much know what's going to happen.
Horror movies specifically?
Yeah, I don't know why,
Okay.
but like I've tried doing it with like Civil War,
Yeah.
and
You get too distracted with the movie.
yeah, because I want because I'm like no,
That
I
happened
want
to
to
me
watch
the other
Civil
morning.
War.
I put on Civil War on Sunday, and I'm like, I'm just going to put it on while I check Reddit, but I started watching Civil War.
Yeah.
So I realized I should watch Civil War before it leaves Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I've already watched Spider-Man.
Well, I have it on
now.
Blu-ray if you ever want to borrow it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can't watch while I'm doing that. I can't watch like really good movies. I can watch like semi good movies that, like if they're big like action movies and I
Yeah.
kind of know the beats,
Mm-hmm.
then I can do that. But like Civil War is just like it's so good.
So I remember I used to watch TV while I was grinding on my computer, and I was like, okay, I feel very disconnected from everything. Because like my game is on my computer
Yeah.
and my TV's on, but that's just on autopilot. But when I'm actually like grinding on my like a console,
Yeah.
and then I have like my internet up on my computer, I'm like, oh, I feel connected with the world again. Like
Huh.
I don't feel so isolated.
Yeah, I
It's
can't
very
do that.
strange.
So
But yeah,
is that,
Pillars of Eternity,
okay.
Did you say it was pirate themed at all?
the second one,
is,
which
yeah.
came out
That's when you're playing?
2 days ago. No, I got the first one
Oh.
because apparently you don't need to know anything about the first one,
Okay.
They
but
say it
they
helps.
reference it a lot.
Well, because it's the same character.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Spoiler?
Decisions carry over.
Oh,
fuck?
well, I'm on console.
I
so
can't
my
even picture
decisions
what
won't
this
carry
game
over
is
for a long
like.
time.
Well,
I like your thought process of I really want to play this new game. I would play the 100-hour long predecessor before I play it.
Well, I wanted to play the original.
Yeah, I
'cause- Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, so I came back and I started playing, and then I was like, oh, I finally understand it. And I'm like, well, I don't really like this class, so let me go back to the beginning and play this class, and then this class. And then it was like 3:30 in the morning, and I texted you guys, and I'm like, I accidentally
I got the
stayed
thing.
up.
What the fuck? I just woke up.
you
It's
want
like
to know
five.
what you want to know my method for playing those games?
Multi-boxing?
No, I put it on easy. I do cheats, so I get max out stats, and then I just play through the.
But that's how you play. You like being super overpowered.
Well, I
And
also
you
just
like,
want
you
to
like
get.
playing just for the story.
Yeah,
I always feel like I,
I
kind
like
of have
the-
a problem with it. Like someone's gonna get pissed, but like no one cares.
Yeah.
that's something.
I was
something
laughing
really.
when like people are like, "Oh, this build is too OP." It's like it's not fucking multiplayer. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, that's something I like about. And I guess it's a more recent thing. I want to say the past 3 years that
Yeah.
easy modes aren't really called easy modes anymore. They're generally called
Story mode, yeah.
which I appreciate because that's
It makes
Oh.
you feel less like a piece of shit for.
well,
picking
yeah,
it
and
up.
because like I mean, you guys have your own opinions. I was never a big like achievement guy. Not like
I never cared.
not like you, Jose.
Well, I
When
stopped
it first,
caring.
when they first came out for Xbox,
Yeah,
I remember I only really cared because everyone else cared, and I was like, oh, I gotta keep up. And then after a while, I'm like, I really don't.
Yeah, there
And
are
like a
some.
you
span
don't
of a
get
year, I
anything.
got up to 50,000 gamer score. And
It's
then I
like
eventually got-
Minecraft. It's like, look at this awesome thing I made.
Look at
that
these-
No
look
one
like-
gives
who
a shit
cares,
about
yeah.
that. No one will ever see.
Yeah, but in all honesty, Jose, you're just doing that out of spite for another person.
Very true. And they found out I was coming for them, and then they started ramping it up. I'm like, you know what?
Is it who I think it is?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I was like, I'm gonna release shit. But I don't
We-
have time for this shit no more.
We all know who it is. But yeah, it's like there are some games I'll still be like, oh,
If I really like
I want
something.
to get the achievements for it. Like the
Okay.
Yakuza series games, I would, but those are so
See,
hard
but
to
I like
100%.
going through the achievements and looking through them and being like, oh, I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah.
Or like, this is something that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
But now there's an achievement for it, so now I go down that path.
Real
Yeah.
quick, if you haven't played God of War, I heard don't look at the trophy list because it spoils stuff.
Yeah, trophy
Oh, I
lists have
fucking
always
hate
have
that.
those.
Yeah.
I mean, State of Decay,
Typically they're hidden, but
FYI,
not
you
this one.
guys, because are we still on for co-oping it?
What's the 10th? So another 10 comes the 20th?
Yeah.
what's the
22nd.
20th? Is that Friday or Tuesday? Because I have
That's
Tuesday and
Tuesday.
Friday.
Well,
18th, it
look
comes
at
out
this
from,
fancy fucking computer. We can check this real
Yeah.
quick.
well, 18th
That's a
is
Sunday.
preload.
It's a Sunday.
I'm gonna say I'm still
22nd.
Wait, 22nd?
Yeah.
That's a Tuesday.
I'm still very on the fence about it. I'll have to see.
I am actually pretty excited about it just because, like.
I'll let
it's-
you guys let me know how it is, and if it sounds good enough, then I'll get it. But if not, then
I don't know. I like the
Not Sunday.
roaming around, like, but zombies are a little overplayed now,
yeah.
but I don't hate it.
I like the
But I'm not
Survivor.
excited about the zombies. Yeah, it's more the Survivor, and you can build your own base.
Yeah,
That really kind of got me hooked.
yeah.
But yeah, I really wish there was something other than zombies in the past like 5 years.
Well, what
It's
else is
all
it gonna
fucking
be,
zombies?
What else are you gonna have like this base building?
Sparkle fairies.
It's just like vampires. It's, just,
Yeah, vampires.
it's like,
But I mean, there's so much shit in like the supernatural world
No,
that
but I'm
people
saying-
can choose from.
but I think zombies is just like an easy point of entry for me.
Because they're
Hey,
dumb.
Yeah.
Well, it's also a very like understandable thing. At
they're
this point.
easy enemies to kill, but in hordes they're like
That
Yeah,
pain in the
it's
ass.
also
yeah.
and it's also like, hey, this is a
Unless
zombie
it's like
game.
28 days later.
Yeah.
Well, the zombies are fast.
That's why I said unless it's like 28 days
yeah.
later.
But it'd be kind of funny if there's like a random game. It was like, well, at night vampires attack you, but in the day mummies attack you.
I just thought there was this funny idea I had for zombies where it's like say I'm a zombie. You're like, are you a zombie? I'm like, yeah. And they'd be like, well, what's different about you? It's like, nah, this is how we are. We're zombies.
Why are you just our accuser? Why are you being the racist and assuming we're different than you? That's rude.
Yeah, this is a different take on zombies instead of the cliche like, oh, I'm dead.
That was Warm Hearts, I think.
The what?
Warm Hearts, I think is what it was.
What are you talking
Where
about?
like there were zombies. Rob Corddry was in it. The zombie like ate this girl's
Oh, they
boyfriend's
ate
brain, and then
the memories or whatever.
Yeah, and then he
I had this idea before that, FYI.
and then
iZombie?
no Warm Hearts. It was
Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies,
there
yes.
we
That was
go.
actually a good movie.
yeah.
I mean,
it was
good,
very-
good is subjective,
yeah,
but it wasn't a terrible movie.
yeah, it beat my expectations.
Yes, I went in with very, like, it was on the floor.
Yeah.
The bar was on the floor.
And then you
Mm-hmm.
put it on the table. But
It
anyway, so
deadlifted that fucking
yeah.
expectation.
So I guess that's the week in review.
So we can review.
I
Yep,
believe
yep.
you've got our next topic on hand.
I do,
Say?
and this is something we looked up just kind of recently to see. Though E3 is coming up, I think it's the week of like, it's early June. I
Yeah.
don't remember the exact week or anything. So Walmart actually leaked a bunch of the shit they were gonna supposedly announce. I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. I'm not too crazy about this list aside from one thing, maybe two things. We'll see. So here's the games that they accidentally leaked. There's Gears of War 5,
Eh.
which I feel like none of us give a shit about. Right?
Anytime it's, well, I was gonna say anytime it's 5, I don't give a shit.
Metal
but I'm
Gear.
literally playing Far Cry 5. So,
But I think technically it's also like the 7th Gears of War.
Yeah.
oh, that's true because they had like the
Like maybe
the
one or two
spin-offs or whatever.
prequels, yeah. So I feel like that's whatever, and I don't play on my Xbox One anyway.
I do
so.
miss Horde mode.
I never played it.
Horde mode on that and on Mass Effect
2?
3 was it?
No, 3. Yeah.
3, yeah.
That was
I never
fucking
played
fun.
that either.
Oh, that was fun.
Wait,
Yeah.
3 or Horde
3.
mode?
Any of them.
Wait,
No, you're saying he's asking about Mass Effect 3.
Oh, I played Mass Effect 3. I didn't play.
You didn't play the multiplayer.
Didn't play the multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah, the multiplayer is
Wait,
I was
did
gonna
it have
say,
a horde
have you
mode?
been lying to me
Yeah,
for like
did-
8 years?
I just played dumb.
it did have a horde mode.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
never played it.
I mean, but Gears of War and all fairness invented that. And then, like,
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
started adding it. It's like how Fortnite invented Battle Royale. And
Well,
now
it's
everyone's like,
perfect for the
PUBG
people
did.
that want to do multiplayer, but they
Oh,
don't
yeah,
want to do like
that's right.
head-to-head PvP.
Speaking of PUBG, but then going back to Fortnite, they have the mode right now where it's called
Thanos.
Infinity Gauntlet. And I watched gameplay. I was like, that looks pretty cool, but I'd only want to play it if I was Thanos guaranteed every time.
oh,
Yeah.
well. So what else? What else?
So the next one I saw Borderlands 3.
Nice. I'm excited for that.
Ooh.
You know, I only ever played a tiny
Is
bit
it
of
on
the first
everything?
one. Yes.
Well, my girlfriend is really interested in the Borderlands series, and I can't play Borderlands unless I have someone to play with. So
Yeah, it's not as fun by yourself. Like me and
That's a
Mike.
game you have to play co-op, right?
Yeah, me and Mike, we did Tiny Tina's
the
Dungeons and Dragons thing.
yeah.
We did that together, and
Yeah.
that was probably the most fun I've had in like any game.
Yeah.
But
Really?
I say that in terms of like a shooter.
Yeah.
What's so good about it, though? Is that your chair?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh no, it's the couch.
It's your ghost.
No, it's
It's the ghost my dog was barking at last
Hey.
week.
anyways.
Oh god damn it.
Okay, so sleep with the lights on, Rory.
So Borderlands 3,
Doesn't-
how
doesn't
funny.
scare the ghost.
For some reason, I thought you guys didn't care about that game whatsoever.
No,
I
I-
fucking love Borderlands.
Borderlands is a game I can never like fully get into, but it's a game. The concept and the art direction I love.
Yeah, I like the cell shaded style, but I like that it's just so over the top and it makes fun of itself.
Okay.
That's totally not my chair. I'm going insane, but whatever. Is it?
That's
It's,
your chair.
Ah, god damn it.
By the way, June 12th to June 14th.
For what, E3?
Yeah.
Huh, okay,
Yeah.
later than I thought it was. Okay,
I really should apply. I don't know.
apply to get me to go.
Well, because I can go.
We'll
So my
tear it
work
out.
will get me a free pass for one day. But
Oh.
the thing is, I don't like going to conventions anymore. There was a time when I did like going, but now it's like it's
No,
just
we'll
you're,
go,
you're
we'll
gonna
derp
go,
around and go get ramen after.
You make a good argument.
Anyways, next game.
So next game, I'm going to save the one I'm excited for. I'm going to say it, Rage 2.
Wait, what?
Rage?
Rage?
Who did that? Insomniac.
Is that the fighting game?
No,
it's,
it was that like it was almost.
It's almost like Doom, pretty much. It's the guys who made Doom, but it was like almost set in a Mad Max style world.
Yeah, I didn't.
Rage. Oh,
I fucking love that game.
I remember that because it was like a weird, just like it hit the stores.
Yeah.
No one knew anything about it.
hmm
That was the one where you could like
You had like a boomerang that was like 3-sided with blades. You can throw it and you can
Yes.
catch it again.
and like it was so much better than it had any right to be.
Yeah, it was really good.
And like the graphics were actually really good too because I thought it was
Mhm.
gonna be kind of like Borderlands ish.
Yeah.
And it was way more realistic
Yeah.
in terms of graphics. I mean, you're still like going batshit crazy with.
Or like Borderlands things had like health bars, but this was like a standard like FPS pretty much, but arcadey style.
I do remember that now actually.
Mhm. So if they announced that, I'm pretty stoked because I really liked the first one. The ending was like there was no ending really, but this one hopefully it's
You know,
better than that.
That I don't know why this clicked right now, but
No.
did they ever make the successor to the Prey series? Not
No.
the new Prey, but like the old Prey with like
It's like Native American.
the Native American.
Well, that was the successor.
Really?
The new. Well, yeah, it just never came out.
Oh, well, that's what I mean. Like they never launched it.
No.
Like I stopped following.
No, it never came out.
Okay.
Even this Prey was totally different than what they announced before, right? This will be Prey 2,
Well,
where
'cause
it's
they-
like
they
they
had
got
the
the
pr- they
space
had the,
station hunting like alien.
Oh,
bounty
Yeah, they
hunter.
had the trailer. It looked like Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Almost,
Yeah. hmm
Which looked fucking cool.
So.
So,
what's the next?
That's what I'm excited for. Then they're gonna make another Splinter Cell apparently.
Eh.
I never cared about those, but I thought it was interesting. It's been a long ass time since they had one.
I say rebrand it as Jason Bourne.
I was thinking about it, and actually, thinking of Bourne series. I was thinking this myself earlier, and I've only seen part of a Jason Bourne movie. I was like, was Julie Stiles in the Bourne series?
She was
Yeah, she was, and she's
Yeah.
also in the last season and 5th season of Dexter. So there you go.
bringing it all back to Dexter. Okay.
Yeah, sure. It's a real neat little package.
Yeah.
Supposedly another Assassin's Creed.
Who cares?
Why?
I don't know,
What are
but
they
you know,
unless they go to Japan, I really don't give a shit because ever since like what was it, the second one where you had like the map at the very end of the game and then like you had to look at the map, highlight it or whatever, and like or no, the numbers gave you coordinates and then people were looking up the coordinates on like latitude and longitude,
yeah.
and it was in Japan. And they're like, oh, the next game's gonna be like ninjas and shit, and it's never been ninjas. It's never been that.
What about the that little side scroller game they did?
Was that set in? Oh, that was China.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, different.
right.
Give me my goddamn ninjas. Until that happens, I really don't care about Assassin's Creed anymore.
You know, I have a copy of Assassin's Creed Origins, the one set in Egypt, the last one that came out, and it seems like it's pretty cool. It seems like it's different enough, and everyone said really good things about it. But I played maybe 10 minutes of it, so I need to play it. But
I played
heard
Shadows of Mordor,
Okay.
and that's way better than any Assassin's Creed I played.
Is that the second one or the first?
First,
What's the second one?
Shadow of War.
Shadow of War. Yeah. Same,
Oh,
I
that
played both.
one was really good.
I played both.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think I told you that too.
I think
said
that's
this
a
was a
better-
better Assassin's Creed.
it's a better Assassin's Creed than Assassin's Creed is.
Okay.
Mostly
So-
because it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's all orcs and stuff.
Like I said, I've never really cared for Lord of the Rings. That's
Yeah,
just
me neither. I mean, that was part of our episode 0.
Yeah,
I hate both of you.
yeah, we know.
It's boring. Let's be real. They should
Fuck.
just flown the fucking eagles to the tower and blown it up or whatever. Continue it on.
Rory looks like he's just like barely containing an angry outburst. He's like trying to smile and trick his brain into thinking he's fine with this.
It's fine. It's fine.
Just Cause
I'm fine.
4.
Just Cause. I never played any of those.
I played a little bit of 3.
They always look fun, but I just remember hearing the third one of just god awful load times.
I don't remember much like load times, but if you played Saints Row, I feel like it's kind of like that. It's almost kind of kooky, because I think in the
Except Saints Row had good load times.
well,
It's
I
because
mean,
I think there's so much more physics in Just Cause.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because all I ever see are people doing really crazy things.
Yeah.
And it's always with the fucking Spider-Man thing. Whatever.
yeah, you got
Yeah,
the
the
grappling
the
hook.
grappling hook. Yeah, yeah.
I think in the very first like 10 minutes of the game, like you're surfing on top of an airplane, and then you're crashing it, but you like
Yeah.
hook on a car. It's just crazy stuff. So I don't know. That's whatever.
I think they should reskin that as a Deadpool game.
There's
Yeah, they
already a
could.
Deadpool game.
But a good Deadpool
But not
game.
Just Cause Deadpool.
Oh.
Just Deadpool.
And then
Sure.
last one I saw was Lego Super Villains.
I don't give a shit.
Ooh, super villains.
Yeah.
What's
But-
that?
I don't know, to be honest with you, but
I never got into the Lego games. I remember back when we all worked at, the horrible place.
yeah.
It was always like, oh yeah, you're pitching it to the parents. It's like, oh, it's such a good game to play with your kids because you'll enjoy it too. And then deep down, I'm like, I really don't know. This is just what people
No.
say. I don't give a shit.
No, because I had a woman come in and complain that the game was too violent for her child. I'm not joking.
Okay.
But we also had someone come and complain that Mario Kart, she didn't want turtle shells thrown at people. So,
She is a member of PETA.
Basically, yeah. What we take away is that people are insane.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, those are
They're
the
out
leaked
there.
list
They
of
exist.
E3 games.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for Borderlands because I've been like waiting
What
for
about
the announcement.
E3 announcements?
That we're hoping for? Or what?
Square Enix? Was there anything else? Because I remember we talked about
Oh.
Square Enix.
Well, it's just that Square Enix is going to have their own thing there, right?
Have they
They've
done
just
that before?
announced that they're going to announce some stuff. So it's either going to be more Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 16?
Yeah, like a new Final Fantasy, or they're finally going to give us more on the remake of 7.
Well, there was some...
I hope.
God.
Or they're
7
just
is
going to be like,
episodic,
hey
no?
guys, we're still
I
working
think
on it.
s-
Peace.
It's
It's coming in.
The thing about 7 is I know the episodic thing because I
Okay.
remember it's going to be like across 3 games. And because the original game was like 3 discs, and they said, well, if we want to really remake this, we have to like spread it across 3 game discs. or
Was
else
it a
we
really
can't do
long game, or is that just technology at the time? Yeah.
7 was pretty long.
I think it's pretty long. I think all of them are pretty long, but it also depends on like how much you explore.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if you know if you want to speed run it and you
If
know exactly what
if
to
you
do.
want to go for that golden chocobo and kill those emerald and ruby weapons, Godspeed, but I'm not going to do that.
I think I could probably
Were
do that
Gissel
pretty
Greens
easy.
a thing back then? Did you have to feed chocobos?
Yeah.
Is it
well,
Gissel or Gissel or
I don't know. It's just
Geisel?
GYSHAL.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Anyways.
Gissel Greens. I remember Final Fantasy.
And then you
11.
had to...
you had to feed it over a 24-hour period, and if you fucked up, you had to do it again.
The
So like
fuck?
you literally had to babysit that game for like a 24-hour period and feed it like every 4 hours.
So like you would pause it and like
Like
go
you had to
sleep.
do it on like a
come
Saturday when you knew you were gonna be home.
God damn.
That's how hardcore that game was.
That was fun.
The good old days.
But no, because I know recently, I think it was about a month or two ago, there was some special Square Enix thing they did, and they did show off more in progress shots of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Huh.
So
I remember like the little tiny clip that they showed.
of Cloud walking down the hallway.
Yeah, and people lost their minds, and I'm like, dude, when they show the official like everything, it's gonna.
Well, they've showed
They're gonna
gameplay.
fucking riot. It's gonna be like Philadelphia.
Well, let me ask this real quick too. I feel like we're so far removed from Final Fantasy VII now. Like, do you think people would care that much anymore?
Because it's people our age or even older that grew up with it.
Okay.
That want to see it in the same light that like new games are being made in. So like with the same graphics and the same just like.
It is.
You don't have to imagine so much what the world looks like. Like it's gonna be such high detail that it's just you're gonna be like, oh, this is exactly what I imagined.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see Cat Sith in his fursuit in the highest detail imaginable. That'd be great. And
I want the summons. Oh, it's all about the fucking summons.
Can you skip the summons at all, or do you have to watch them every time?
You can skip them.
You can skip them, but if you do, I can't associate with you any longer.
Yeah. Like 10, that was my fucking favorite thing, was just doing the summons.
That's what I was upset about in Final Fantasy 15. Was like, oh, here are these cool summons.
I saw them
how
like
can I...
5 times in the entire game.
It's like, how can I summon them? Oh, they'll come out on their own if they want to. I'm like,
No,
that's bad.
But also, you only had like 5 of them in there. Like they didn't give you all of
in
them.
all fairness, they all looked fantastic.
Yeah, like the first time Rama popped up, and it was against like a couple like really low level
Randos.
things, and you're like, why the fuck is he out here now? Like,
I forget.
I had it, man. I didn't need you.
Yeah, there are weird circumstances. I think.
Yeah, like you could only get Leviathan if like you were near water and about to die or something.
It was stupid.
And like, when were you ever really near water?
And then Ifrit became. Spoiler alert for Final Fantasy 15. Ifrit's evil.
Yeah, and he's like a Arabian prince.
I'm fine with that because Shiva looked a lot different. But
True.
know.
She did Diamond Dust. I was cool with that.
Yeah, and I mean, if you go back to like the Final Fantasy 6, I mean, he's got like crazy long hair and big horns, but he's like human more or less.
Well, I mean, isn't it like Ifrit, and that's technically it's like a djinn from the
I think so.
Middle East, and like something like that. I don't know. I could be talking out of my ass.
That's something else in Digital Devil Saga. Is I think all the demons in that game, all your main party demons are based on Hindu gods.
Yeah,
I did like that about Persona. I liked all the different personas that you could get.
Yeah, Persona.
All the different flavors.
they're usually based off of different like Norse, Greek.
Yeah, I was trying to like collect all of them, and then I forget. I think I had Siegfried.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, this is like the strongest I'm gonna get unless I put way more time than I want to into this. And then I just beat the game after that.
Well, Persona.
And then you were like, oh no, the final boss is only like 30 minutes, and it took me like an hour and a fucking half.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because he kept healing himself.
After
and
you
stalling.
overpowered at that point.
No, he stalled. That's
Persona.
Oh.
Persona 3. I think those were a lot of Egyptian gods, if I recall correctly.
They had the whole.
I don't remember.
They had the whole run of it. But I did the FES edition.
Persona 4. That was more like Japanese gods.
Yeah.
And then Persona 5 was like like characters.
Like Carmen Sandiego and like.
No, not Carmen Sandiego.
Was it?
No,
I don't
it
know.
was
Someone looked like it.
you know the opera Carmen.
No.
Well, that's what it's from.
That's what
Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego is based off of, though.
No.
Anyway, let me reel us back in here. So the Square Enix is having their conference. So
I feel very disgusted with you.
we're thinking. So you're thinking that the episodes of 7 are coming out or whatever.
I mean,
I want more
7
information.
episodes for
'Cause
Final Fantasy 7.
that episode thing, that episode, that whole episodic announcement that happened so long ago. Who knows if that's even still like, up for debate. I mean, because that is like kind of the world we live in, where stuff does become more episodic. Telltale's whole business structure is based around that.
Yeah.
But who knows if they're really gonna try? That may have just been like something they put out there, but
I don't know.
it's been in development so long.
I'm just a big Final Fantasy person, so
I'm a
more
big Final Fantasy
is...
7 in particular person, because that's like my favorite Final Fantasy.
See, I was really on what's the fucking saying? On the
ball?
On the ball. I blinked out. About 15. And then they showed like, like, okay, you have this dude, he puts his hand out and there's like a fucking ton of swords, and the other guy has a bunch of guns. And I'm like, this is a weird, but it's really intriguing, and I didn't really know how it was gonna go, and 15 was amazing.
And then we all had a fun road trip.
Yeah, I didn't want it to ever end, but I was really pissed that you get your flying car after you beat the whole fucking game and you have no real need for it anymore.
Yeah.
And every time I tried to land it, I would fucking crash it.
I just want to make Ignis happy and make good cooking things for him. Ignis is the best girlfriend there is in that game.
The worst level in that was when who was the cook guy? I forget his name. Ignis?
Yeah.
Okay, when he got blinded and he's like, you're leading him around. He's like, hey,
Oh,
you're going too
God.
fast. And I'm like, no, I'll come back for you.
Were his eyes fucked up?
Yeah.
I forget how he got
It
blinded.
explains in one of the DLCs that I have not played yet, but it's that's such
so
a
bad.
guilt trip. Because I felt like really bad because you don't want to be like mean, and
Because
then
he's
he's
like
like,
hobbling through and like you're trying to fight shit. And you're like, no, please stay over there.
Yeah.
Don't hurt yourself.
and who was the big guy?
Fuck. I don't know his
GLaDOS.
name.
GLaDOS, yeah.
Gladys.
Yeah, no, GLaDOS, who was like, I guess we don't leave anyone behind, right,
Some
Noctis?
fans.
I'm like, yeah, man, I know, I'm trying.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like-
sorry.
I literally went like 2 more feet. Like I can still see him.
I felt so like, God, he made me feel so bad. And then I
I
can't
can just
remember.
imagine like testing that level for like a week straight.
I
I
got
would
it.
go into
Hurt.
depression.
That really hurt. Because I just remember seeing Ignis being like, "Oh, I'm gonna come with you," and I was like, "Okay." And then you see him kind of like slowly walk behind you. He's kind of like reach out. He's still trying to figure things out with being blind, and you're like, and you just feel so bad. and then of course, a week later in game time, he's like, "Nah, I can do everything exactly the same. It's
Yeah.
fine."
I don't need eyes.
Yeah. And then, spoiler alert, the time jump happens, and then he gets those really cool sunglasses.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, still awesome. And the blonde kid decides to
Did
pick
you
up.
beat it or did Kristen beat it?
My late wife beat it. I watched her, but at the same time I was doing I think I was playing something else at the
Who's
same
the
time. So I
blonde guy?
don't really remember.
Oh fuck.
Ryu.
His childhood friend.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's his childhood friend.
But yeah, the only big difference in him over those time skip years was he chose to grow a very unfortunate goatee.
To show that time had passed.
No one was happy about it. Okay, so that's I guess Square Enix. I'm gonna make my deep cut prediction for Square Enix.
Let's hear it.
Legend of Dragoon 2.
Probably not gonna happen.
I feel like PS1.
Yes.
Why is that?
I will
Okay.
keep dreaming.
Is that the one where you're on the dragon's back and it's basically like?
No, that's
like,
Panzer Dragoon.
Wait.
Legend
Very
Dragoon is
concerning
like
that you're like, no, it's this one.
Final Fantasy,
What
but
dare
you turn into like
You turn into these guys who have like dragon armor almost. It was a very fun game. It was one of the first like active battle systems. It was like half active, half turn based. Because what would happen is you'd say, okay, I want to use this skill against this guy, and it's like a weapon combo, say.
Okay.
And then you have to time pressing the buttons with like sword attacks so they get like critical hits. It's a very fun game. It's also one of the first games with like voice acting that I remember.
Huh.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
A little dated now though, I think for sure.
Yeah, but it's also a really good story too.
I had never beat it, and I still have it on Vita, so I might go back. So I don't say anything. Here's what I'm hoping from Square Enix. Final Fantasy stuff, whatever. I can give a shit less, right?
Get out.
I hope they
Me and
talk
Rory
about
gotta talk about Pillars of Eternity.
Life is Strange 2 because I really like the first one.
Never
I
played it.
think I'm on the
Wasn't that the prequel they just released?
no, the prequel was pretty good too. I'm on like the last episode halfway through, so I gotta beat that still.
And now they can have the original voice actors for it the entire time.
Yeah, but I feel like the other ones I didn't even know it wasn't the original voice actresses. I was like, I don't know.
I want a sequel to P3.
Persona 3?
Am I thinking of a different game?
P3?
What was the horror game where you go through like the fucking hallway?
PT?
PT.
That's not.
Well,
that's
I
not
know
right.
it was a prequel to
Well,
like
that's-
Resident Evil,
well,
but I
that's-
just want that game.
that's Konami
That's
though.
I don't care.
No, your PT is a prequel
Barnum.
to Silent Hills,
Oh, okay.
and that's never gonna happen on that same level again.
That was so good.
Yeah, because you know who made it? It was Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, and
What was his first name?
Guillermo
Guillermo?
Yeah, it's such a weird name. I can never pronounce it.
Guillermo del Toro.
And
I got a rant about him.
So he actually directed that demo?
well, they
Or did he? Was
Wait,
it
Guillermo del
collaborated on
Toro, is he the guy from
Pan's
Avengers?
Lab? What?
no
Who's that guy?
Hellboy.
Who the fuck
Are you talking about Joss Whedon?
No, who's the collector?
Oh no,
No, that's Benicio del Toro.
Whatever.
Guillermo del Toro, he directed Pan's Labyrinth.
I was like, fuck that
And
guy.
Hellboy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Junji Ito, who Junji Ito is, and I'm gonna just make a broad assumption that you guys have never fucking heard of him.
No idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's this manga artist who's just like, hey, I've got a really creepy, weird idea. I'm gonna draw it. Hey, you have a story to go with it? That's not really important. Like, literally, one of his, like, he draws really creepy stuff. Like, if you want to have nightmares, go read some of his stuff.
Okay.
There's one.
Probably won't.
Yeah, there's one called I think it was called Human Balloons or something like that. Basically, these giant floating balloons in the shape of like people's heads would show up, and then they would kind of usher you to your death because the strings on the end of the balloons were like hanging ropes, and the balloons would follow you and hook the rope around your neck and then lift you up in the air.
The fuck?
And
I don't know why, but I just thought of Bioshock Infinite.
Well, I was thinking of the episode of SpongeBob where there's the hooks and
We
they're
went
like playing on them.
completely different directions with
but
that.
and it gets like his art style is just super creepy.
Okay.
Like someone, and this is another thing. Like the balloons are following these like two girls, and they like dive into a alleyway to like get away from them. And then some guy like peeks out, see what's going on. And he's like, "Oh, what are those giant balloons?" And he comes out, and he comes back out with like a crossbow. I have no idea why this random guy has a crossbow in his house.
Let me ask you this: do balloons move fast or are they slow?
I mean, think
They're
of how many
they're fast
swords I
enough.
have in my house.
Well,
Is it really that strange someone has a crossbow?
well, then he shoots the balloon, and you know how I said they're in the shape of people's faces?
They blow up.
So whatever happens to the balloon happens to your head. So
I mean, is that really that weird?
the balloon starts to flip. So
This is more weird for the sake of being weird.
yes, that sums up
Yeah.
Junji Ito perfectly.
Okay.
All right.
But
Well,
so
let me-
the
So he
the
basically
balloon,
just like gets, he loads up on something
Yeah.
and then starts drawing.
Okay.
well, there's also a very adorable manga he's drawn about him and his two cats that I'd also recommend just for
I'm
fun.
terrified of that now.
yeah, probably won't do that. Anyway, the realist
Well,
back in here.
it's the one about his two cats is so like basic and ordinary. Like it's one of those things where everyone
Does
else
it have
is
like a cult following where people are like, no, there's the undertones. He's actually murdering his cats.
no.
Something
It's just
weird
like
that.
oh,
the cats are the balloons.
no, because at the very the everything's standalone. Like it's literally just he has a weird idea. And he's like, I can draw this, and people are just like, okay, go ahead.
All right.
But anyways, it's him, Del Toro, and Hideo Kojima who all worked on that, and then
Get the band back together. Let's make a horror game.
Well-
and profit.
I don't know if Junji Ito's involved in it.
Let's make
but-
a horror game.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Norman Reedus,
Us three.
who was also in that PT demo, is working on Hideo Kojima's new game, and Del Toro's also working on
Did
it.
see that new game. And
Death
like,
Stranding.
Yeah, now here's
it looked fucking
here-
I'm gonna say
crazy.
I feel Hideo Kojima's kind of overrated. Like when you really think about all the Metal Gear storylines, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. It's like Kingdom Hearts.
I never
like,
got
what the
into
fuck
Metal
is
Gear.
going on?
they're pretty
All
fun,
I know
but-
is that people were like, "Oh, look, it's
Yeah,
what is
it's
it,
one-
Silent or whatever the fuck her name is," and they're like, "Oh."
Again, it's like weird
Yeah,
for
it's
the
a
sake
fucking
of being
boner for
weird.
her.
Yeah. Well, because she's the most like useful AI companion I've ever had. In
Oh
any
yeah,
game.
she's so useful.
She is. She's
No,
sniped.
it's not because she's like half naked.
Well,
You,
everyone.
you thought about it. You're like, yeah, that is kind of why I bring her. I'm like,
No, everyone's like, I was personally like really upset by that, just because Hideo Kojima said like
the less clothes I wear, the better camouflage it is.
it was actually because she had to breathe through her skin.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, because I remember Hideo Kojima launched like Quiet, by the way.
Oh, that was close. Whatever.
Yeah. So he like showed a picture of her, and everyone's immediately like, wait a minute. Why is Snake in full body armor and Quiet's in a bikini and fishnets? And people are like, yeah, it's so weird, and people obviously like sexualize
Because
her.
the armor rating is higher the less clothes you wear when you're a woman.
Yeah. But, and so Hideo Kojima was like, oh, you will regret your words when you hear why she's like that. And it's basically, she was submitted to scientific testing, and because of those tests, she became...
Like a plant.
No,
Yeah.
someone drew that character, and then they were like,
Yeah.
"We're not gonna change it. So what's the backstory? We can justify drawing
Yeah,
these
that's-
tits all over the
Yeah, that's the
goddamn
thing,
game."
and I don't know why like Hideo Kojima like thought that. Like he's like, oh, I have a story that justifies it. And it's like, oh, it's because that's the way she is, basically. I'm like, no, Hideo Kojima, that's not how that works.
You can tell it's a tree because of the way it is.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was weird, but she was like legit the most useful AI companion I've had in like any game. Like you could equip her with like trank darts, and because she was a sniper, you're just like, hey, quiet, clear out that enemy base. And like within 5 minutes, everyone in that base is suddenly passed out, and you're like, "Oh, thanks, Quiet. I guess I don't need to be here."
See, that takes the fun out of the game for me, though. When
Well-
you're just like, "Go do this for me," and the AI just autopilots, and you're like, "All right, well, that's it." It's like, no, I want to
Well,
go in
and-
there. I want to Splinter Cell. I want to be Jason Bourne.
Then then ask her to just cover you.
Yeah, put on some fucking clothes.
Well, that's maybe in that game you were the AI companion and she was the main character.
Some Inception level shit.
And you were dead all along.
you thought she was dead weight, but in reality, you're the dead weight she drags around.
Damn. Alright.
Uh,
I don't know
so-
how we got a Hideo Kojima from Square Enix, but anyway, also World Ends With You on Switch. I'm excited for.
I remember you tried to get me into that, and I played it for a little bit.
yeah,
It was really good. I played on DS.
I couldn't get into.
I
that
couldn't
game.
get into it either.
I really liked it. It was really good. But
What was
I
the other
would-
one? Like 999-6?
I didn't care for it. It was like a
Someone
visual
tried
novel
to get
bullshit.
me into that. I couldn't get into it.
I don't know. I think
Handheld gaming in general. I think I told you guys before. Like every time I fucking get something,
yeah.
and when I don't have like a Game Boy or something, I want to play fucking everything. And then I finally buy one, and then I don't want to play anything.
Yeah.
So I just now I've always had one like purchased in my house somewhere,
Yeah.
so that I'd never want to play anything. And as soon as it goes in the trash, maybe I do want to start at Pokemon again.
Just get a Switch. There you go.
Yeah, get a Switch. You can play The Legend of Zelda.
Do I want to get a Switch or do I want to get PS4?
Just get a Switch.
Or do I want to build my computer?
Oh,
Or do I want to
computers-
send my children to college?
Well, that last one's not gonna happen. God, we all know
I'm never
that.
gonna have kids.
No, I
I'm gonna
mean
die
you
alone.
bothering to send them to college. You're just like, hey kids, figure it out yourselves.
By college, I mean the forest.
Oh, I forgot that's your code word.
They're gonna learn survival skills.
When people ask you where you got your degree, you just say in college.
Yeah, Boreal University.
Yeah.
Oh, where's that? Somewhere deep in Washington.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess PC. I mean,
What?
well, because he said,
Oh.
I guess. Well, because
Well, I was gonna build a PC because I'm like, I don't really play any games anymore, and I'm feeling kind of down. I love playing games, so I'm gonna build a PC so
Well-
I can play games. And then I started making it and buying pieces, and then
You
life
stopped.
happened. And now that I can afford to build it again, I kind of don't care anymore.
well, so here's
because I need to put shit in this goddamn apartment.
here was my thought process for when I got my like consoles. I got PS4 because I wanted the exclusives for it. Xbox, you don't technically need because anything that's on Xbox will now be on PC.
Yeah, but also like I don't have to worry about the upkeep.
Yeah,
on
I mean that's
consoles.
true. But like I'm already doing that, so that's part of why I
Yeah.
had it.
You got a 4K TV you can play it on.
I can do it on a console though.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you meant like hook up the.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Or Switch if you want like really usually pretty high quality games.
I don't know. Switch. There seems to be some cool stuff on there, but I haven't been keeping up with it.
Legend of Zelda, Mario.
Huh. I could never really get super into Mario again. I don't think I ever was.
And
This one was really good. I really enjoyed it.
well, we all know it just revealed Mario for what he is, which is a crazy psychopath who overtakes people's souls and forces them to do things against their will.
Suddenly, I'm intrigued.
Oh, was that him or Cappy?
Is it him piloting the body while Cappy puts his soul into it?
Who's to say?
Well, then Mario's just being controlled by Cappy in that entire game,
Sure.
which is even worse.
Alright,
So-
I think we've derailed here.
Yeah,
What's
that was
back
a
on
bit
that
of derailment.
schedule? What do we
So
got?
anyway, what else do we got? I mean, for E3, Nintendo and Sony, I don't know what Microsoft does. I
Oh,
feel like I generally don't care about their stuff.
just because we're talking about E3, can I
Yes.
talk about two of my favorite E3 moments?
Sure.
From when?
Yeah, from when?
From
Like
2013.
2002? Like 13?
Yes.
Oh, we forget to... Yeah, go ahead and talk about it. We don't want to get too off the cuff here.
That was when the Xbox One and the PS4 were first announced.
Okay.
Go back, heard all these crazy rumors about what was going to be on them, about were rented games still going to be a thing, were used games still going to be a thing.
When everything was going digital?
Yeah, and Microsoft said, you know what, we're not going to give you a choice, we're going to force you down that path. And Microsoft's E3 conference happened, and they came out with it, and they said, it's going to be online once a day to connect to the internet.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
No used games.
Yeah.
Or some like bullshit workaround for used games.
And then GameStop had a shit fit.
And you have to purchase the Kinect with it.
That's right, they doubled down on the Kinect, and then they ruined the Fable series.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be $500.
So the $500 thing has not changed.
Well, I mean, in theory, that was because of the Kinect.
Yeah.
Because the Kinect is $100 on its own.
Oh shit.
Does anything come out for the Kinect anymore?
No. They're going to change it.
So distinct.
There was...
No.
Well, there's some announcement I saw today. It's not necessarily gonna be.
I think they use it for like P90X now or some shit, like Tybo.
No, they said they're coming out with a new Kinect, but it's not gonna be like.
It's called
like
VR.
a game. Well, it's not gonna be like a consumer
It's
like
called
game
Oculus
thing.
Rift.
It's for more like research purposes
Oh.
because it's still like a very highly advanced camera and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's like a way for it to go.
Do VR. Just
I don't
give
want
up.
to deal. Yeah,
Give
I
up.
know. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So continue on your moments.
So, that was the first day of E3, and then Sony had their press conference.
That wasn't the same day?
No,
Oh shit. Okay, go ahead.
it was like Monday night, Tuesday morning,
Okay.
and then Sony came out, and Sony had like the most boring press conference of like, well, we're gonna do Netflix, and here's a lot of this media stuff, and they're getting that all out of the way. And they were just like winding up this big punch they're gonna throw.
You could see their pants getting tighter and like just
Yeah.
the boner coming up.
And then they started announcing all the PS4 stuff. And oddly enough, this coincides with the year that Sony said, because PlayStation Network used to be free,
Yeah.
if you recall. And this was the year they announced that like, no, now we're gonna have to start charging people for the network,
Yeah.
because Xbox Live has
Was
always
that
been
long
paid
ago?
for. Yeah,
Damn.
but. So they did their whole announcement, and the biggest, like, just... I've never really seen a billion-dollar company troll another billion-dollar company, but I love it. And it was... They said, now, we'd like to talk about used games. Here's a short video to show you how used games are going to work
Was
on
that
our
on the
system.
stage they did that?
Yes.
Oh shit, I didn't know.
And
this.
it was just two of their executives saying, here's how you loan a game to a friend. And he just takes the game and hands it to the other executive. It's like, you're done. And like the crowd just like cheered and went ballistic.
It's the biggest middle finger they're
Yeah.
just cranking up.
In addition to the fact that they were just like, oh, by the way, it's only $400. So
Damn.
yeah, it was just such a wonderful moment. And I just love
Good old
seeing it.
days.
But, and I do have another thing. This isn't the first time Sony's done that.
What was the other time?
1995.
Why do you know these things?
Because I watch a lot of videos.
Okay.
Are you a
So
wizard.
the Sega Saturn was being released, and this was when Sega was still like one of the, like top dogs in the market, right?
The Sega Saturn.
And so they came out with this announcement. They had all these weird requirements, and then they said it's gonna be like $400, and it's gonna have like only like a few of these titles announced, right? And $400 back in 1995,
Like $500 now.
yeah, and for something still primarily aimed at children.
Okay.
And then Sony came up to the stage, and well, not a stage, it's more back in those days. It was just like, here's your podium, talk for 30 minutes, then move on. And Sony went up, and the guy just like organized his papers, and he's like, $299, and they just got off the stage and left, and everyone just cheered for him. I'm like, Sony, you're fantastic.
Can I just say, I miss Dreamcast. Dreamcast was the best.
I wanted a
That's
Dreamcast
fair.
as a kid, but then I'm like, I have the PS1.
Dreamcast with the Sonic game that came with it.
Oh, yeah.
Had the Chows, And literally, it was a memory card that you put the chows on,
Yeah, the screen
and it was a fucking Pokemon game, basically. And you collect them in-game, and you take them like Tamagotchis.
I really know my sister with that Pirates of Arcadia.
And then
on that.
Soul Calibur back on the Dreamcast back then. I remember going to my friend's house, Mike's house, and like we were like 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
And we'd literally wake up in the morning, turn the Dreamcast on, do practice mode on Soul Calibur, and then I'd be Mitsurugi and he would be Killick, and then we would just do that for like 8 hours. Just beat the shit out of each other with those two characters
Were you gonna ever
for
die?
8 hours. It was just practice mode.
Redonk.
I never got into Soul Calibur. I've never gotten into
I mean,
really.
so we had like 16 hours a day to fucking play video games.
Well, I never really got into like any fighting game, except, well, no, nothing really. But whenever I played Tekken, I was always just like, "Where's Eddie Goro? I know his moveset. I just press A and I'll just kick you." So, anyways, what was the next thing we had on the docket?
What was that going off of? I don't know.
E3.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. We derailed E3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's all we had.
Yeah, I guess that's all we have for E3, whatever. I'm excited for it and stuff. I figure we'll probably do like a reacts or whatever.
Yeah.
When we get to that or whatever.
We're saving the D&D stuff.
Yeah. How far are we in right now?
Far enough into where it's going to be too long if we get into it.
Okay, so
We're at
we
an
can.
hour and 20.
Do we want to give
Yeah.
a fun like preview?
I guess we could do a quick thing and maybe we can wrap up from there. No.
Yeah, well, because
Well, in the last one we kept. Well, I don't know if anyone heard it.
Yeah, we
kept
can't
talking
leave.
about
We can't
bees.
leave people hanging after that Masterful B reference. Jose kept slipping in last week.
I only said it one time.
So the reason that I got Pillars of Eternity, because we started talking about D&D, and I got that real RPG itch. So I started playing that, and we started thinking about the characters that we would play in D&D. So, bees, huh?
So my idea. Now we've been toying with the idea of doing D&D for a while. I was like, yeah, why not? I think it'd be something that would be fun enough. Not maybe necessarily as a main episode of Endgame Unclear, but maybe as like a side thing that we can do. And if we gotta have like a little mini series of it, I think that'd be fun. But I'm like, you know what, D&D, like I watched some things on it, and the ones I watched were really serious. I'm like, man, like this is cool, but I feel like I'm not in the mood to really role play unless I could put my own spin on it.
So I like how you brought up the D&D thing.
Yeah.
And like I think Zach already had like a character like in your mind already.
Yes.
And then I was thinking of my character, and we put those out in text, and you're like, so can I be like a swarm of bees? And we were just kind of like, I remember thinking like, you can't not be a swarm of bees.
Yeah, so it's my idea, like a swarm of bees, because I think it'd be fun. I don't really have a backstory behind it. Like, was I just sentient bees? Like a hive mind? Yeah, like they all talk as one.
But see, yeah, you have to have a backstory to it. Like, you can't just be a swarm of bees. It's like if you RP like a bear, like you can't just be a bear. Like, what kind of bear? Like, why can you talk? Like, you have to like at least have some sort of coherency in like your build. Because I remember reading up on, I think it was a Reddit post about like your favorite D&D character, and it was like some guy was like, yeah, I RP'd a bear, but he was like an illusionist with a speech type thing, where like he just like roared and shit, but because his speech was so high and his illusion was so high, he tricked people into thinking they understood him.
What?
So like the way he built the bear was like
fucking Winnie the Pooh.
Like everyone in the town was like, "Oh yeah, no, this is a real person, but it's a bear." But it's because his like trickery was so high that people thought he was a real person when it was just a bear, you know?
Yeah. So
Does that make sense?
So Jose wants to be. So Jose wants to be an angry swarm of bees.
Well, I'm not an angry swarm of bees.
Sorry, regular swarm of bees.
Well, my idea was just a swarm of bees, and they had a hive mind, and I had no backstory behind it.
I mean, most bees already have kind of a hive mind.
Yeah, so this makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. That's why this makes sense.
This is too grounded in reality.
Well, they would talk as one. I could turn in the stuff like a thumbs up or like a stop hand, like don't go any further. And Rory gave me ideas like, well, maybe.
Have you ever seen those old cartoons where the bees just turn into a giant fist and punch someone with super strength?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if I get scared, I just go to like Rory's armor or something to hide.
Yeah, Rory.
I don't like that at all.
You want
get out of my fucking
sting
pants.
You want a million bees just encircling you at all times?
Well, here's the
that's my
cool.
fetish.
Well, it wouldn't go in his orifices.
Wait,
Yeah, please don't.
Wait, what?
It wouldn't go in his orifices.
Oh,
that's
okay.
how you made it
Oh,
sound.
how nice.
But see,
You're
like
so considerate.
if you guys
Open my mouth. And
wanted to do a melee attack,
No, the bees, not the bees.
well, what was it in Game of Thrones? Those people, the fire prayer guys.
They would red priests.
Yeah, they
Brotherhood
would
without
wrap
banners.
their swords in fire, whatever.
Yeah.
You could do that with bees. I could help you.
Yeah, sure. 'Cause-
Poison damage.
Yeah, there you go.
But then
We just all put our stingers out and stuff.
won't you all die?
No, he means like if I had a sword and you had a sword, he would just wrap our swords in himself.
Yeah.
Right, but
So we'd literally be hitting people with Jose.
no,
and
right.
they
No,
would
but it's
take-
not like a regular
It would
bug where it
take
gets
2d6
squished.
plus
No,
1d4 poison
But
damage.
bees can only sting things once and then they die because their intestines. get
Nah,
ripped
well,
out.
I'm not
He's
regular
magical
bees.
bees.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
Sorry, you're right. You're right. Still, how silly of me.
here's dumbass. Here's the part you're missing. That apparently I got cursed into a swarm of bees
Yeah, and based on your backstory, you kind of deserve
by
it.
a witch because I
Yeah.
slept with her sister.
Yeah, and that's kind of deserved. I mean, you kind of earned that.
It is. So that's what happened to me. Will I ever become human again? Who's
Nope.
to say?
Find out on the next time on Dragon. No.
Does anyone? Yeah. Well, no. If it was really Dragon Ball Z, be like, will Jose become human again? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Jose's human weakness.
So that's my idea for a character so far.
Yeah.
And then the preview is just bees going ah, for 45 minutes.
Yeah. It's the preview is just them merging into a human form.
Will you guys get hungry? We're, dying. Then I go and make some honey for us, whatever.
Gross.
That's
You know?
actually a good RP element. I'm just saying.
I don't want.
I approve of it.
I don't want honey that
Ship
millions
it.
of your tiny hands have been in.
Sorry,
Ship it.
you eat my honey.
Excuse me, no, my lord and master Yogg-Sothoth won't allow that.
So that's my character. I'm a swarm of bees.
Okay. So I guess we'll just leave that for the preview. My masterful Yogg-Sothoth stinger can be left at the end. Stinger, see? See?
Yeah. Let's leave that as a little bite, and then we'll get into
Bite-
the meat and
is it-
potatoes.
A little
Bite-
sting.
A little sting.
Bees? Yeah, there you go. I was going to
Put
say
some
bite.
stank on
I
it.
was going to say bite isn't really bee themed.
They bite people.
I'm sure they do.
They do not.
Typically, bees bite before they sting.
I
don't know if
don't
that's
think
true.
that's true at all. I think
I don't
you're...
like how you can say that with a straight face and then just.
Please
All right.
close. Please stop
We're
this.
closing it. We're done.
All right. Anyway, before we go and stuff, of course, you can always follow us at Endgame Unclear on Instagram, at Endgame Unclear on Twitter. But here's the cool thing too: we got ourselves on SoundCloud finally. Here's a little asterisk to that, though. We only have the first episode on there because you have to upgrade the Pro to get more than 3 hours of footage. In the first 2 episodes, we far exceeded that.
Yep, and then we need $15
$15
to upgrade,
bucks.
and I mean that's $5 between the three of us, and I don't know, that $5 get me out of a lot of jams. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Jam also be related. So Endgame or SoundCloud.com/Endgame Unclear. So first episode's on there. We'll upload 2 and 3 and whatever else on there pretty soon because that now allows us. And we're pending approval, but we'll be on
We're also looking into
or-
Castbox too.
Castbox as well. What's the Apple one called? Is that just called Apple Podcast?
Podcast.
That's
I
all
think
it
that's
is?
just the app. It's
Okay.
it literally says podcast. That's it.
All right. I don't see us not getting on there because I put ours as explicit because we say some foul language every here and
Yeah,
there.
we're racist. I'm sorry.
But we should be on there pretty
Speak for
soon, so
yourselves.
hopefully sooner rather than later. But anyway, that's all we got for you guys tonight. I think, I'll use this for a teaser. We talked about this. Solo comes out on the 24th.
Yes. Do we want to go see it all together, or are we gonna go our separate ways?
So I'm good doing that. The only thing is I have Movie Pass.
Yeah, but
What is the? Because I don't.
So it's 2D. If you guys are okay seeing it 2D, then we can all go do
I would
that.
rather do 2D. I don't like 3D.
All right, then we can plan for that.
Okay.
So we do that, and then I think next week's episode we will do. I'm thinking a Star Wars episode. Maybe we could rank our Star Wars movies from worst.
Because I mean, as you guys know, I'm basically a fucking Jedi. I'm just saying.
no, you're not.
I really am.
Your
I am
light
the
powers.
closest that any of you will ever get.
I did have a funny thought about Darth Vader today.
All right, let's save this.
Save that for
We're gonna
next
go
week.
on for a while.
Okay.
So thank you everyone and good night.